We had a fireplace and I burnt up all the wood we had. This is sad. This is a sad state of affairs. I wish it were better, but somebody's got to do some planning after all this is over and make sure there's an alternative source of energy.
That's one of the millions of Texans in the cold and dark after massive power outages across the state. As Texas struggles through sub-zero temperatures, some on the right are blaming frozen wind turbines, but the wind power only makes up a portion of the lost energy. Joining us now, multimedia reporter for the Texas Tribune, Alana Rocha. And Alana, former Senator Claire McCaskill has the first question for you. Claire?
Alana, I noticed first Governor Abbott outline on national TV about what the real problem was. And then I noticed there was a small town Texas mayor that called his residents lazy because they were complaining about not having power. How common is it for elected officials in Texas right now to be trying to deflect the blame on this to somehow this being a liberal plot as opposed to what the reality is on the ground?
Well, of course, there is a lot of finger pointing happening right now, and some trying to take responsibility. The governor did yesterday call for, the reform of the Electric Reliability Council of Texas, or ERCOT, our power grid that covers about 90% of the state, to be an emergency item. Of course, lawmakers are meeting right now. They're about a month into session. We only meet here every other year for about 140 days. So the fact that it's an emergency item allows lawmakers to take up that issue within the first 60 days. You already saw leaders from the House and Senate talk about calling committee hearings to look at this. But yeah, I mean, you saw, outrage from the top three here in the state, among other lawmakers. And then you saw many of the city managers in the major metropolitan areas, which lean on the other side of the aisle, Democratic, calling out Republicans who have had, control in this state for both chambers and the governorship for, more than 2 decades easily. And so they're pointing fingers back at them, saying you've had control of this issue and have continued to punt and not, winterize and spend the money to bring our system up to snuff.
Alana, it's Willie Geist. It's great to have you on this morning. As we've been saying, this immediately was spit through the political filter, which must be incredibly frustrating for the millions of people without power to watch the governor go on Hannity and blame a congresswoman in New York for the problems of Texas. So let's take the politics out of it. And you are covering this story closely. What exactly happened here? I know it's a complicated question, but fundamentally, what happened with this failure?
Yeah, I mean, basically, it's that this weather is not typical for us. Here I haven't left my home in a few days because, the city streets aren't plowed. The infrastructure just isn't there. And when it comes to the pipelines and the equipment and many of these, power plants around the state, nuclear, coal, natural gas, the investment hasn't been made to winterize them. And so Texas doesn't typically have a lot of reserves of natural gas because, of course, we have the Permian Basin and other rich reserves normally just below the ground. But the fact that much of that infrastructure has frozen, that gas can't make it to the surface and make it to customers' homes. So about 80% of the state's power grid is fueled by nuclear, coal, and natural energy. Only about 7% are wind turbines and renewables of that nature. And those too, yes, have frozen, but they too can be winterized to be ready for this type of weather.
Alana Rocha with the Texas Tribune. Thank you so much for your reporting this morning.
Hey, thanks so much for watching our YouTube channel. You can follow up on today's top stories and breaking news, or catch up on your favorite MSNBC shows all in one place. Download the NBC News app today.